It's sort of a reporting tactic. When you want someone to respond, you kind of have to indicate that there might be something negative, and then you get them to engage. That's all I was trying to do. I really wanted them to engage with me.
That is a sad state of journalism if that's a tactic that you have to, what I would say is make up something about somebody.
That was Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy confronting a Washington Post reporter over negative coverage of his One Bite Pizza Festival.
But that hit piece and the torrential rains did not stop thousands from attending the event in Brooklyn yesterday.
Dave Portnoy joins us right now. What's up, Dave? Good morning.
Thanks for having me. How's it going?
Good. Looked like it went really well yesterday. I don't know. You had rain to fight and the hit piece, but it looked like it went pretty well.
Couldn't have gone better. It's our Woodstock moment with the rain. Yeah, 5,000 people strong. Everyone had a great time. The vibes were actually probably higher because of the controversy surrounding it. So yeah, it went great.
Dave, what do you make of food critics who try to discourage people from going to food festivals?
I mean, what can you make of that? It's kind of crazy. And even at the festivals, I was talking to a lot of the pizza places, and you know, some of the people like this guy, Kenji Lopez, who is just obsessed with trying to get people not to partake. He was emailing the pizza places literally the night before, getting their private information and shaming them, being like, it's not too late to drop out. You're like, dead dad would be ashamed of you. It was pretty crazy. But, you know, and the thing about the hit pieces, what they try to do, whether it's those or the Washington Post, if you can just get one sponsor to drop, one pizza place to drop, which none of them did, so I owe them a huge thank you, that becomes a story in itself. So it's like, you know, that's their goal. If you're going to get one dominant, one weakness by just shaming them and trying to make them nervous, then they'll write another article. Look, Dave Portnoy lost a sponsor. He lost a pizza place. And then that takes on a life of its own. So, you know, it is crazy what you have to deal with.
Dave, did you expect that kind of admission from the reporter? You said, hey, I'm recording it. And then she went on and on and on. It really was revealing. You probably didn't expect her to go on for 9 minutes.
No, I didn't. I think I caught her clearly off guard. And, you know, she is a food reporter. Like the New York Times has written a hit piece on me before that they spent over a year researching in. And I tried to reach out to the reporter, Emily Steele, I don't know, 10, 15 times. She hung up on me when I would call her because she didn't want to talk to me. And then at the end, she's like, oh, you want to comment? I think the fact that she was a food reporter and not necessarily in this world, she was just caught off guard. And then she did reveal, though, I don't want to say the secret sauce, but the unfortunate truth that they aren't after the truth. They're just trying to create negative headlines and get clicks.
So, Dave, I want to ask you two questions together here really quickly. One, look, I know you have political opinions. You're a pretty open book on almost any subject, but I don't know that you ever would have described yourself as a political guy. You know, I'm curious about how you've been at the center for a while now. As you mentioned, the New York Times, now the Washington Post. I'm kind of curious how that revelation came to you. These people aren't, because I'm sure there was a point in your life where you thought, yeah, I can trust the New York Times. I can trust the Washington Post. Yeah. And that had to have dawned on you. Really quickly, Dave, before you answer that, the other part is you mentioned the term tortious interference. They're going after your sponsors. I mean, that's a specific term. So I'd love to know if you have an action.
You know, I think I probably do have an action based on what the reporter said on the call, which is she put in, you know, that all the negative things around me, while also saying she didn't know anything about me, while also saying she was trying to get a negative reaction and basically create controversy. So I think that is the very definition of torturous interference. Now, am I going to spend time doing that? Unlike a lot of people surrounding me, I'm not really a lawsuit guy. I'm just trying to do like a pizza fest and get on, you know, my life and do things. So I'm not trying to go down that road. As far as the political, yes. I grew up, my dad is very liberal. I've said it, people who know me. So I grew up in a place where it's like I read the New York Times, I read the Washington Post. I assume it's the truth. As I've sort of been doing this, without fail, the people who don't like me, I will go look back on their social media profiles, and it's always the same thing. Like that guy, Kenji who I mentioned before, he literally, during, I believe was it COVID? He said, if you wear a MAGA hat, if you are a Trump supporter, he considers you a Nazi, wearing a white hat, KKK. He won't serve you. He doesn't want you in your restaurant. That's gone more than half the country, like Nazis. It's crazy. So, like, that's the type of people who have gone so, and by the way, I've said it for both. I think both extremes are horrible. Not more the left, not more the right. I think both. We've gone nutty. And it's like if someone doesn't agree with you, you go on these crusades like Kenji did to try to ruin what other people want to do. And then the worst part, he blocks everybody. It's like he lives in his own bubble. So the only thing he hears is his little, small vocal minority be like, go get him, Kenji. And the thousands and thousands of people are like, what are you doing? He blocks them. So it really does stink. And yesterday, like with the pizza places, you know, they don't deserve this. They're just trying to promote their small business, and they're being put in this box. And again, I can't thank them enough for standing by me, because if one just like, hey, I don't need this headache, that becomes an entire story. That's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like pizza is something we could all unite around. I'm really
crazy.
Right?
No.
And by the way, you didn't bring us pizza.
Why would you think pizza's any different than sports or anything else?
Right, I know, but I mean, it's just like people are kind of sick of everything getting politicized. I have to say, first of all, at this event, do you pick the best pizza?
Yes. So, well, not specifically. I've done pizza reviews. I've probably done, I don't know, I've been doing it for over 10 years, probably like 5,000 to 7,000 reviews. I picked the top like 35 we've ever reviewed. So it really was a spectacular pizza event. I didn't like rate them there because I've rated them all.
Been previously rated.
I've probably given correct.
So
exactly.
these are the previously rated.
Yeah, they are. Real quick, I've seen probably 1,000 of your 7,000 pizza reviews. You say one bite, everybody knows the rule. One bite is the name of your festival, but you always take more than one bite. Why is that?
Well, yeah. So the way this started, Barstool, we don't think anything out. But about 10 years ago, myself and another employee got a debate. If you could eat one food the rest of your life, what would it be? I said pizza. He said burritos. And we did it for a month. So that's all I ate, pizza. And people started asking, hey, is it any good? I was like, all right, I'll take one bite and give you a score. And it just stuck. But the reviews became more serious. So you need to take more than one bite.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's always from the front
and then a crust.
Yeah.
Well, those are two important components of pizza.
They sure are. I want to find out which one was your favorite, and then I want that on the show next week.
Okay. All right, get the top one. All right, Dave. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.